Thursday, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry met with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Geneva to discuss the Syrian crisis. At the center of the discussion is a new proposal for Syria to place its stockpiles of chemical weapons under international control.
The technical challenges of trying to do this in the context of the civil war are obviously immense. We do believe there is a way to get this done.
The proposal involves sending multinational chemical weapons teams into Syria to destroy the regime's stockpiles, either through incineration or by breaking down the chemicals into their component parts. The deal has been lauded in the media as a preferable alternative to a U.S. military strike.
We will have accomplished a major victory without firing one bullet, no collateral damage, not $1 trillion spent on a war.
But just how feasible is this idea? CNN's Fareed Zakaria says the whole proposal hinges on Syrian President Bashar al-Assad openly declaring all of his chemical weapons stockpiles.
They have to actually sign the chemical weapons treaty, and they will live up to it. They know where all the stuff is. They produced it. If they lie about it from the start, it becomes essentially impossible to verify.
An analyst tells NPR that cooperation isn't likely. Assad has not told the truth about his chemical arsenal. He has already interfered with inspections, so to assume the declaration that the Assad government would be making is going to be accurate is really to take a leap of faith. But the regime's cooperation is just the first hurdle in the process. Chemical weapons destruction is a long, costly process, even when it's not being performed in the middle of a war zone. The Wall Street Journal points out the U.S. still hasn't completely destroyed its own massive stockpile of weapons. The U.S. is expected to eliminate its last chemical weapons in 2023 after spending over 25 years and $35 billion on the task. With all these factors to consider, how likely is it that the plan will actually work? A writer for Channel 4 thinks the proposal is just a stalling tactic by the regime and its allies. It's all about time, almost nothing to do with really achieving anything over chemical weapons. Conditions being what they are in the chaos of Syria, they will have more success investigating CW on Mars. But an analyst for Voice of America points out one possible route to success. If the goal of the proposal isn't to eradicate Assad's chemical weapons, but rather to keep him from using them. What we're after is to have a high degree of surety that a military significant chemical weapons stockpile in Syria no longer exists, and I think we can do that. The U.S. and Russia will conclude their meeting in Geneva Friday, August 13th. Chemical weapons experts from both countries are said to be working out how to carry out the proposal. For Newsy, I am Candice Aviles, multiple sources, a broader view.